Okay, and you're live.
All right, I'll start with the land acknowledgement, I guess. This is exciting. It's our first land acknowledgement. I would like to begin our meeting by recognizing the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples of Canada as traditional stewards and caretakers of the land. We acknowledge that Clearview Township is located within the boundaries of Treaty 18, the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Tyantati, Wendat, and is the home of many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples as part of an intricate nationhood that reaches across Turtle Island. At this time of truth and reconciliation, we welcome the opportunity to work together towards new understandings and new relationships and ask for guidance in all we do. Hopefully I didn't mess that up too badly. I think we need an approval of the agenda. If anybody wants to move, John and Bob, and then I guess all in favor. Perfect. So Jennifer, you take, or Michelle, you take the notes, is that right?
Well, I take the minutes.
The minutes, yeah. Okay,
Madam
perfect.
Chair, there were no deputations or presentations for this meeting.
Okay, so we need an approval of minutes of the previous meeting. Would anybody like to? Connie, and second, John, and then all in favor. Okay. And then we go on to business arising report. So that's be Jennifer, I guess.
Yep, I'll just get there.
Okay.
All right, so our business arising report. So Michelle and I have figured out the signage for the grand opening in terms of the donors, and that the temporary signage has been ordered. So please, I know Michelle is going to tell you what your jobs are for May 14th as board members. But when you come into the branch, please look at the donation signage and think about changes you would like to make, because let's not have it just be staff who picks this, right? I mean, we've got the logo there, the branding is there, but if there's some other things you want to see done, or size changes or placement changes, this is the time. And we've gone with the documents that the fundraising committee created in terms of what areas get donation of this size, sort of thing. So I think you'll like what you see, but it's I think it's great that it's temporary, because we can make better decisions on final signage for that. Our next meeting, I am hoping my recommendation will be that it be a hybrid meeting, which is what the council is going to do beginning in May for their first May meeting. And this will allow us to meet safely in council chambers. The council chambers have the technology, rather than us buying it and then having to negotiate with the general manager of Parks and Rec to have it put up in the Stainer community hall. It's already there and purchased in council chambers. The partitions that need to be in place will be in council chambers. I don't have the facility to create partitions in the community hall when they'd have to be constantly taken down so you could use the hall for other purposes. Like, it just financially does not make sense to do that. So this is my recommendation, that we go hybrid. The other really good thing about hybrid, and we're talking about this during COVID, but you might want to consider doing it in the long term, because we've lost good board members over the years. Please, my cat and dog are fighting. Because they didn't want to drive when it was dark in bad weather in the winter. If you look around at our screen, you can see that some of our members are a little older than others. And just because you're maybe not 25 anymore doesn't mean you don't have value to this group, and that you're not representative of our community. And I want you to feel safe coming and going to meetings. And if we do have to cancel a meeting because the weather's bad and maybe we don't have quorum, or we cancel the meeting outright and nobody comes, then we have to worry about rescheduling. And it's hard to get 8 members who are volunteers to get the same dates when it's not one that they've, scheduled at the beginning of the year, because they know it's the same date. So initially, I am recommending we move with the hybrid model for at least the duration of the pandemic.
Yeah, I'd like to comment on that too. I think it's a great idea to continue to offer a Zoom link or whatever we do for people who just, maybe they can only pop in for half an hour, or I think it's just so much more convenient in a lot of ways, like especially as you say with the weather. I know when we do like a hybrid meeting at school, we don't have a special camera. Somebody just sets up their laptop and faces the camera to the group, and you're zooming into the meeting with everybody, and it's not a fancy camera, it's just the camera on the laptop. So like when we go back to like I would love to be having these meetings at the library eventually without any partitions, whatnot, but like I don't think we need a special camera even in the future. So
well, one of the reasons that the camera is there is so that the council meetings can be streamed on YouTube. Now, we have been advised by the clerk's department that they will no longer be able to provide that. But if we're meeting in person as well as virtually in the hybrid model, then we'd never get more than a few people coming to our meetings. And it's fine if they attend, we're happy to have them. But it's not like we've got 50 people coming and we can't accommodate them in council chambers.
Right.
So yes, I would like to get back to meetings in the library. And I think there are other ways to do that in the long run. But I think for now, this is probably the best system, going to the council chambers for those of us who can. And the other thing is, if you had COVID and you were well enough to attend the meeting, but you're certainly not going to come in person and do it, you're still here, and we're not dealing with the issue of not having quorum.
So do we need to make a motion?
I think I haven't written one up for you, but I think probably it wouldn't hurt to have a motion.
Let me look at this, that we adopt a hybrid meeting style on a temporary basis beginning May 17th. Additionally, the in-person portion of the meetings would take council. I don't know if we need to put that.
Well, I don't think you just need to put the hybrid.
Yeah, we could use the wording at the actual top of that paragraph in your business arising.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. So all in favor, is that okay if we vote on that? All in favor?
Who moved it? Did you move it, Pam?
Oh, Pam
I'll move it.
Sure.
Okay. And then Bob second.
Okay, that's great.
And then all in favor, I guess. Sounds good.
Hooray. Okay, so the county services review committee or task force or whatever they're calling themselves had their meeting at 1 o'clock today. Within 30 seconds, it went in camera and remained in camera for almost the entirety of the meeting. My understanding is that the motion to dissolve the county library cooperative was approved within that, but then of course it has to go to county council. And that motion was in camera, so nobody saw that. It's just, librarians, word of mouth. So I think we have a bit of an uphill battle, but I did send out the documentation that was prepared by the Federation of Ontario Public Libraries and the CEOs of Simcoe County. We got someone to prepare that for us, and I think it's very good at refuting what the original consultants came up with. And I don't think we should pick it apart at this meeting, but I certainly encourage all of you to read it very carefully. And if you want to get in touch with me and I can talk to you individually, and then I think when we're closer to having to do something in terms of approaching county council or our own council about how the loss of an actual county cooperative will affect the libraries in the county, it will be very detrimental to our service levels. And I don't think there are any real cost savings because, as I've said before, there's only one municipal taxpayer. It doesn't matter to them whether they're paying the county to do it or the lower tier. So please have a look at that. Send me your questions about it. And then maybe when it's obvious we have to make a move on how we're going to advocate for the, keeping the county cooperative, because we want to do that in concert with the other libraries in the county, then we might have to have a special meeting to decide how we're going to present how we feel to council. Yes, Bob.
There was at our last meeting a bit of a discussion that you might be getting you and the mayor might be getting together for a review of that document.
So
any insights come out of that, or?
I did send him the document. He hasn't got back to me with the time that would be good for him yet. So I'm still waiting to hear from him.
Bonnie, did you have a question?
I was just thinking a good old demonstration with placards might be the answer at a council meeting. I mean, if the rest of us showed up, it might be a conflict for some of you who are employed by the library. I'm not sure, but I'm not running again. I'll get out there.
Well, I think that's good. I think at some point we're going to have to get our, we have constituents. They may not elect you or me, but they support the library, and
Yeah.
I think they support this big time if they realized what it will mean if we lose it.
Yes.
I think with a municipal election this year as well, it would be an opportunity to leverage some political sort of,
Right.
might. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. To be
I haven't been
determined.
into a demonstration in years, so I'm up for it. Last one was, I can't remember, taking my bra off. I don't know.
You don't have any flags attached to your trucks or anything, do you?
No.
Uh,
Oh, we don't have a
okay.
day. Darn.
No trucks. Okay. So was there anything else that you wanted to say about that, Jennifer, or should we move on?
No, I really go through it in detail. You've only had it for a week and you've been doing other things in the agenda, but have a look at it. If you have questions, ask me. If I don't have the answers, I'll try to find them for you. And then when we're having an emergency meeting of the CEO's committee tomorrow, and we should finalize some direction on how we want to approach this as a group and how we want our boards to approach our local councils. So I would like most of us to be doing the same sort of thing. And then we can come back and talk about it. I think it should be able to wait because of county council meeting postings until our next meeting in May. If it can't, I'll certainly let you know, and maybe we can have a quick meeting before our regular meeting in May.
Okay. So I think we could probably move on then to the CEO's report.
So Creemore branch, we had a couple of complaints about the Canadian flag flying there. So we've had that taken down. The trees were ripping it up because they're overgrown. So I have an arborist coming in to prune them back. But both he and the general contractor have advised me to move the poles so that this never happens again. And so we will be purchasing a new flagpole, and the general contractor will install it in a new location, probably instead of with the trees a little further down the library building, maybe between the windows of the workroom and the CEO's office, where it will be seen and there's no high vegetation that will get in the way. So that's a bit of an unexpected expense, but these things happen. At our new Lowell library, I put in a request to the Public Works Department about some potholes that were getting rather large, and they came that day and filled them. So that's great, good response. Stainer branch, I still hate that HVAC system. So we're working on, we have a new, the computer should work fine. It just has to have the software loaded into it. And I see our mayor has joined us. That's great. So we're hoping that that works and gets the system back on track. We've got some fixes in the interim until that software is loaded. So that's coming along. Other issues, well, there's probably other things, but we've had so much going on in terms of the county library review that if there are things, I've left them off the list, but I'll think of them later. I have almost completed the CEO succession plan and the operational binder for the CEO, which I will have available for you at the next meeting. This is not about recruiting a new CEO, because first off, I'm not going anywhere for a while, but it's about when someone new walks in, what do they need to know so they can do the job? Okay, so there's a policy, and then there's the actual operational binder that they can use as their go-to for information on, I have to do this, where do I go to find help or the resources to do it? We really don't have anything on transition to New Stainer Bridge because we're there. Accessibility, we're still working with our general contractor on finalizing some of the accessible issues identified in the new Lowell branch. They're small, both in terms of money and also they're just not big items from the contractor's point of view, but we are working on them and it's coming forward. Organizational review and update. We're supposed to look at open hours later this year, and I think we should certainly do that in the fall. Hopefully we'll have been open long enough that we'll be able to see flow patterns. My only concern is that in the past, I would have been able to go to the county cooperative CEO to create reports for me to get, so I can see usage when we're open. Right now, because of the transitional state that the county cooperative is in, I don't know if I'll be able to get that kind of report. We may have to resort to doing ticks like we do for the annual survey, Michelle. But I think that can wait until a little later in the year so we can get that done. Okay, it's probably when we're looking at open hours, we don't have anything in the budget for this year, but we might be thinking about it for 2023, 2024. All our circulation clerks are currently part-time. And that's great in the sense of that we're open 126 hours. It's nice to have that flexibility to move them wherever we need them in addition to their regular shifts. But it creates other issues for us not having anyone who's full-time. So I think we need to look at that as a long-term goal. And I think if we're talking about changing hours, if we do decide to change any hours, then that's something that needs to be inform that decision. We haven't had to close a branch yet due to COVID. We're no longer segregating our staff because the mandates have come down, but we have come close because staff haven't had COVID, but have been isolating, or I believe one did actually have COVID. So, you know, we can only have so many staff sick before we have to start look at going down a service level. So that's another good reason to think about possibly full-time in the long term. Nothing new to talk about in space development and modernization. In terms of greening the library, the township now has a climate action committee. Bob, I know you were interested in that.
They actually haven't formed that committee.
Okay, they haven't got it, but it's the idea is there. Yes, your worship.
Was a notice of motion before council.
Okay.
Mayor Measures.
Yeah.
We do not have a climate action committee at this time. Council will be debating it at the upcoming council meeting as a result of a notice of motion.
Thank you for that clarification. Well, if we get one, we would certainly like to follow what they are doing closely or proposing, what they are proposing. And in terms of staff board and volunteer development, we've signed staff up for a number of courses and workshops this spring. There is one coming up on April 29th on board transition, succession planning, and that's succession planning for the board because the new council will be appointing a new board. And I hope to see many faces back, but maybe some new faces as well. And we should be setting up the new board for success. So if you want to register for this, and I think it's free, it's at 1 o'clock on April 29th. If you go to learnhq.ca, We have a board membership with OLA, so you're all entitled to go in there with your email address and register for this program. I would encourage you to do so. And that's all I have for that report, Madam Chair.
Okay.
And the next,
Sounds good. Sorry, correspondence or
there's no
financial report.
correspondence, but the next report is actually the monthly report, but there's nothing, our programs have gone way up from last year, so I think we're really adapting to dealing with virtual programming, and people are really picking up on that. And our circulation has gone up quite a bit because our press reader has taken off like a shot. We were getting a couple of hundred hits, users per month, and this last month we've gone up to over 6,500. So that's enormous, and it's, you know, I know Bob has spoken to this before. It's almost addictive because there's over 7,000 magazines and newspapers from around the world and in a number of languages, and people are obviously making really good use of that. Our membership was also up last month, and Michelle, most of that came through the Stainer branch. So when you have an award-winning facility, look what happens, membership goes up. And I think those are the only things in that report that I really wanted to draw your attention to, Madam Chair.
Speaking of the latest thing with the architectural voting on that award,
Yes.
I checked that out and voted for ours, of course. Is there any way we can get that out to the public to
it is on your social media.
Yeah. Okay.
We're encouraging people to go in and vote for us for the people of choice. So if you haven't done that, check out our Facebook or the other social media accounts, and you'll see the link. Please go in there and vote for us because, of course, we'd like all the awards.
I think we could all, pardon me, we could all share that to our personal Facebook pages too, if you have a mind to. So that would help stimulate.
Yeah, I'd like to see lots of voting there. That'd be awesome. I guess we're at new business. Do we have to look at the financial reports at all, or?
If there's anything, there's nothing in there that jumps out at me. If you have any questions, I'm happy to try to answer.
Anybody have any questions? Nope. All right. I guess we're at new business.
And I know that Michelle wanted to speak about the opening.
Yes, she's already given me a job. I was just in there on Saturday and it's like, what?
Hi there, can you all hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so it's a library board member's request for assignments as well. I would like everybody to be a participant in this party as well. So Mayor Measures, words at the ribbon cutting and to greet at the front door. We have quite a visual, okay, that is going to be for the ribbon cutting. Jennifer, words at the ribbon cutting and doing library tours for other library staff that will be coming. Diane as board chair, you're going to help host as well. You're going to be Jennifer's helpers. Councillor Connie, if you could help Elizabeth and Caroline, they'll be doing the art exhibition and greeting and giving out the loot bags. Councillor John, thank you. I understand Rhonda has organized the general for me. You talked to Rhonda, okay, so you'll be part of the front with the general, which is quite a visual. Bob, if you could bring Agnes, we're going to have you doing guided tours within the library. We're setting you up in the reading area. And Mary, the hostess with the mostest, you'll be helping Gail with the information station and the pop-up library card table. Kim, are you there? She's going to be helping Janice and the Children's Activity Station. They are going to be partnered up with the fire department, who are bringing some great stuff for the kids. And then Pam, I've asked you to help out with Elaine and the Youth Activity Station. We have the Canadian Comic Bin coming as well. And we also have a wonderful mascot that will be helping out at that level. So lots of action, lots of excitement. And then with the ribbon cutting as well, I have my players. I have the mayor. I have you, Jennifer, as the official hostess. We have Luke Boulain coming to say a few words as well. I'm hoping to get a few special messages from the other dignitaries in the area. and then the board chair. And then we'll have the cutting, flash and bang, and the party starts. Any questions?
What's the timing on it, Michelle? Like what,
If I
from
could
what
have
time?
you, yeah, if I could have you in the library for 9 o'clock, there will be coffee and muffins for you, but I want you in your stations for 9:45. I'm going to be sort of chief organizer #1 and troubleshooter. We will have a war room where everything will be up. Shannon is also going to be my second and troubleshooter #2. In case somebody gets sick, Shannon has a complete copy of my notes. I'm hoping not to be sick with COVID, but it's very close. So it's all organized, the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. It should be a really exciting 4 hours. For the visual, for the ribbon cutting, my friends from Base Board Military Museum are bringing a people carrier. We're working with a couple of different themes here. So we're going to have the general as your Discover Explorer or Explore Discovery. Know Your History will have actually a tank as its figurehead. So we're going to have the 2 vehicles at the front door. We're going to have pillars, a little podium marked out with duct tape, sound system. I have photographers coming, and I've asked the TV station to come as well. So that first 15 minutes will definitely be a strong photo op.
Sounds awesome.
So it should
That's a
be
lot of-
fun. There'll be lots of action for the 4 days. We are having a pancake breakfast and a book sale in the community arena hall. The pancake breakfast will be free. It's strictly pancakes. Ice cream and cookies will be handed out at 12:30. So there'll be action with the activity stations, and I have 14 stations right at the moment. So a lot of traffic flow. It's all COVID safe, and fingers crossed it doesn't rain.
Awesome. Michelle, if there's any kind of posters or anything like that, I'd love to put them up at the high school and
Sure.
promote with the kids.
Okay, so what's
So-
happening right now in the way of promotion? The letters have gone out to all the donors and to you and to the council, okay, with the RSVP on it. The material coming out by the township is coming out from Drew tomorrow, I believe, on Wednesday. And then, as I said, we've had all the newspapers notified, TV, and we will do the posters up as well too. There's going to be a slight design. I just didn't want to put them up too soon, so it was old news.
Right.
It will go up this week, and that gives us the 3 weeks to make a lot of noise about it. We're also going to be putting up signage on this tower, the tower that is at the front of the parking lot here as well.
Great.
Any
I'll
other
pop
ideas?
in. Yeah, I'll pop in on a Saturday or whatever and talk to you or grab something
yeah.
from the library.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I have about 50 people, no matter what, for a crowd, just with the staff, with the council, with my community partners. So we can do a crowd, definitely back to that photo op. So no matter what, there'll look like a lot of people there. As I said, 15 minutes of flash and bang, and then the party starts. It will be fun.
Sounds like a lot of work. So thanks for doing all of that and organizing.
I enjoy doing that. That's what I have fun doing. Like, so
Okay,
Bob, you have a
let's say-
question?
yeah, Bob.
I just wondered, have we sent invitations out to Edward Henley and perhaps to
Yes,
Steve
they're
Sage?
all, yep.
Okay.
Yep, we have, and if anybody else you can think of, and feel free to invite 2 people as well. So even if, for example, Connie invite Mike to come, one person brings a party, right, of 1 or 2, that builds my numbers up quick. I'm hoping to run out of the pancakes and the cookies and the ice cream real fast. So we got great local support from Jamie's and from By the Bay, and we're going to have Creamore Coffee at the coffee station. So we spread our dollars in the community as well. Yeah. And oh, by the way, all participants, which means you, staff, and anybody who's on the community partnership list, guaranteed cake and ice cream. I have a separate freezer for you. There will be soup and cheese biscuits for you as well. You will be fed and watered.
Oh, wow.
You don't have to wait in the general lineup.
Are we going to be outside or inside, Michelle?
You lucky person are inside.
Yeah.
It will be a
Okay,
mix,
thank you.
okay? So you're inside, you're part of my Color My World or Color Your World. You're the art component of it.
Right.
Okay, you'll have fun.
Oh, sure. I can have fun anywhere. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I'm happy to take questions.
Anybody have any questions?
Okay, and I will be calling you beforehand that week to have a one-on-one, just to make sure, once again, my I's are all dotted, my T's are all crossed. You know what you're doing. I will have lanyards for you as well, so you're identified as board members. Staff will be dressed in kind of a new uniform shirt, will be highly identifiable. You'll have all the information that you need to know if you're asked a question, or you'll be directed to our information center with the pop-up library card table as well. So nobody will be left hanging and not knowing what to say or to direct for a positive outcome.
I just wanted to ask if I can to Michelle and or Jennifer. Have we extended an invitation to some of our donors who have
All the
donated?
donors, yeah, all the donors, every
Thank
single
you.
donor, even the donor that gave $5, the sweet little old lady.
Wow,
that
that's
made me
nice.
wave, she's been invited as well too. So
Okay, just making sure that I think that's a marvelous thing.
yeah. Anybody who gave money got an invite.
Oh, good.
Okay, and they've got an invite with the RSVP, so it's
That's
been a
right.
mailed invite. It's just not a general come on in. And it's been personally addressed and with a thank you for your dollars.
Well done. Well done. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great. We can finally get to this, right?
Oh, definitely.
I think board members, the staff are pretty keen about finally getting this done too. So pretty obvious. There you go.
Yeah, long time coming. Is there any other new business? Or Michelle, you're good? You're done?
I do have one.
Okay, go ahead.
I had the pleasure of having one of our amazing volunteers in our community and longstanding member of our community, Janie Cooper Wilson, drop by to see me. She wanted to advise me that please mark your calendars for September 24th for the Spirit of Harriet Tubman. Do you know about this? There's a play going on in Wasaga Beach that is being promoted at the Recplex. The Spirit of Harriet Tubman is being put on at Wasaga Beach, and it's a fundraiser for the Silver Shoe Historical Society. And I wanted you guys to know. She asked me, of course, if we could put up a poster in our branches, which I believe are going to be distributed to you guys through
We
Jen's
already
office. Good.
We
So
already
you've
have
already
them.
got
We
them.
already
Yeah.
have.
You see Jen Kane Percy. There you go. I asked her if she did that, and it's already done. So
Yep.
I just wanted to share that with the members of the board, though, too. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, if you know anything about this play, it's a one-woman play, and she's been doing it a lot all over Ontario. And apparently, it's quite stellar presentation about the story of Harriet Tubman. So, wanted you all to know that 24th of September. Thank you.
Great.
Excellent. Any other new business? I think we can make a move to adjourn if that's okay with everybody. Is that, Diane, am I doing this right? Okay, so Diane, see, she's making a move to adjourn. And do we need a second?
Sure. Why not?
Okay, and all in favor. And I guess we'll meet back on the 17th of May after our grand opening, but we'll be seeing each other before then.
Great.
Sunny. I hope we don't have snow, Michelle. Can you, let's get rid of this snow, man. Okay, well, that's I guess that's the end of today's meeting. Thanks for everybody, and I guess did we have to make a motion to go out of live stream or anything, or it just happens magically?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank
Bye,
you so
everybody.
much.
Take care,
Bye.
everyone. Stay safe.
Yeah.
The
I
opening.
hope everybody feels better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, speedy recoveries.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.